It's Full House versus the Wonder Years in this classic Lifetime movie about a girl who lands the boy of her dreams, only for him to turn out to be the stuff of nightmares. This is No One Would Tell. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible movies.
You should subscribe.
We start in a high school gymnasium where it seems the whole school is watching this wrestling match. I can only assume the students have been forced to watch this, as I can't see why anyone would do so otherwise.
True.
I'd understand if it was The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it's not. It's Fred Savage in a leotard and headgear, rolling around on the floor with someone the same size. Does anyone understand what's going on? No. Does anyone come in with a steel chair? No. Anyway, this is Bobby Tennyson, and he's the star of the wrestling team, and all the girls want to get with him. This is Stacy, and she's the main character.
Hi.
She's been secretly in love with Bobby for 2 years, but he doesn't know she exists. That is until... This is Stacy's mum. She absolutely does not. She's got this boyfriend, Rod, who treats her like total dirt. Tonight, Rod has cancelled their date. Stacy offers to stay in with her mum, but she's like, no, you go out and have fun. So that night, Stacy and her friend Nikki bump into Bobby and his friends. Sparks are flying and Bobby asks Stacy out. Well, not out. He asked her if she'd like to come by the gym on Monday after wrestling practice.
Oh.
It's Monday now and Stacy comes to the gym to hear Bobby's coach giving the team some worrying advice.
It's about control. You demoralize your opponent, let him know who's in charge. Yes!
So Bobby and Stacy's first date is her spotting him while he lifts weights. Despite this, Stacy thinks Bobby is amazing and he asks her out to the lake.
He is really smart and he's so sweet.
So it's time for the date and Stacy's mum has a date with Rod.
We're gonna miss our reservation.
I'll be right out.
You mean you're wearing that?
Should I change?
I'd like to point out at this point that Rod is my favourite character. At the beach party, Bobby and Stacy go off together and they kiss. At school the next day, Bobby's left a note and a flower on Stacy's locker. She's never had a boyfriend before, so she's like a pig in shit at this point. Later they go to the library and study and one of Stacy's friends comes over. Bobby doesn't look too happy.
It just isn't the same without you.
We're kind of busy here.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Then her other friends come over and Bobby's really not happy now.
Hey, what's wrong?
You said we'd be alone.
Yeah, but they're not gonna
No,
bother.
will you listen to me? Oh, dear.
Okay, so that's a massive red flag after a week, but Stacy's already in love with Bobby, so it's fine. At an unspecified time later, they're playing chicken fights at the beach, and Stacy and Bobby's team wins. Yeah! Bobby has written Stacy a poem, and she's telling her friends about it when...
No, how he likes me. Hey, we were just having fun.
Oh, you like making fun of me? Hey, what's between us is nobody's business.
I wouldn't tell them anything important.
That could backfire.
Oh, if it's not important to you, then...
No, Bobby!
Why'd you have to get me so mad? Could I help it if I'm in love with you?
Well, in that case, no harm done. Now we're at another wrestling match. What is going on here? Anyway, Bobby has to go home and get changed. Stacy's like, I'll come in and meet your mum. He's like, no, you stay in the car.
But if there's no reason I shouldn't meet
The
her,
reason is I don't want you to.
Right.
That's settled then. Bobby's like, from now on, Stacy, I think you should be at home every night, just in case I'd like to call you.
What?
Stacy's like, whatever, Bobby, that's ridiculous.
I thought we loved each other.
And then they bang. The next day in the locker room, Bobby and his friends are discussing girls' clothes.
Speaking of dresses, Tennyson, I'd be pumping too if I had a girlfriend dressed like yours.
What'd you say?
She's looking fine.
What the hell's wrong with you? Showing your ass to everybody.
I wore this for you.
For me? You look like a slut. Nobody else wants you.
Stacy is shocked by Bobby's reaction to her choice to wear totally normal clothes, so she follows him to wrestling practice.
Don't you remember you even...
What are you trying... You happy now?
You all right? What am I seeing here?
It's nothing, Coach.
I slipped.
That is an incredible story.
The coach is like, Bobby, I better not have to report this. I need you for the county finals next week. Bobby's like, no, it's all good.
Okay, but from now on, you save that spirit for the team.
Right, so he knows he's pushed her. Brilliant. That night, Stacy's mum's like, are you sure Bobby isn't a bit too controlling? And Stacy's like, no.
Yeah, it's all hunky-dory.
The next day, Nikki is asking Stacy to come help set up the hall for the dance, but she can't because Bobby wants to talk.
Oh, I see.
Nikki's concerned about Stacey, and when she talks to her friends, Bobby's cousin tells her about Bobby's ex.
She transferred out. Bobby slapped her right in the face, and then he acts like it's just no big deal.
Later, Nikki notices a bruise on Stacey's arm, but Stacey's like, everything's fine, mind your own business. Bobby makes me feel special.
I can take care of myself.
So Stacey goes off to buy some gifts for Bobby and brings them to his truck. But he's not in the truck, his mum is.
Mrs. Tennyson? Stacey Collins, Bobby's friend?
I've asked why you don't stop by. I can see how happy you've made Bobby. He gets to see that same.
Bobby, it's okay, I was shopping here and your mom...
Bobby!
Oh dear, this hasn't gone down well.
I said stay away from her, didn't I? You say you love me, then you go behind my back.
But you never just talk to me anymore! We never just talk anymore!
It's so funny how we don't talk anymore.
So that's it for Stacey. She's done with Bobby.
Yeah, right.
She goes home and starts talking to her mum, who's getting ready for a date with Rod.
That's Rod.
So when her mum leaves, Bobby has let himself into her house. He feels he needs to explain why he is how he is, and he tells Stacey that his dad is a drunk who used to come home and knock his mum about. He hates her, because she never told him to leave. So now they're back together and then they bang. Then they go to the dance and have a great time. Everyone loves them and they're really happy. That is until Bobby sees Stacey talking to a male friend. This has pushed Bobby over the edge. It spills over into the car park and Bobby hits her.
What a cunt.
Her friend Nikki sees it and breaks it up, but Stacey tells her to fuck off.
Odd. Very odd.
When she gets home that night, she realises she needs to end it with Bobby, so goes over to see Nikki to apologise. Her mum calls her there and tells her that she's dumped Rod.
You mean you ended it?
Big mistake in my opinion.
Can't believe you throw it away.
Anyway, Stacey's like, if my mum can get rid of a stud like Rod, I can get rid of little Bobby. On Saturday, she goes to her friend Angie's birthday party at the bowling alley. Another of their friends, Carla, who loves Bobby and thinks this is their chance now that he's single, calls him and asks if he wants her to come over. But all he wants to do is talk to Stacey. He's like, how about you come over after the party as friends? It's just me and my friend Vince. She's like, okay, pick me up in a bit. When he gets to the bowling alley, Carla's like, can I come too? He's like, ugh, fine. When they get to his house, Bobby starts shouting at Stacey, so she walks out into the garden. It seems Bobby has a plan and wants to make sure Carla is on board.
If anybody asks, it was just me and Stacey here tonight, okay? We had a fight, and she ran out, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Bobby tells Stacey he'll give her a lift home, but he actually takes her down to the beach and kills her.
What?
Yes.
What a revolting development.
Bobby's cover story is that after they had a fight at his house, Stacey started talking about running away from home, and he's not heard from her since. He's even driving her mum and Nikki around to look for her. Her mum goes to the police and Detective Anderson, the only competent police officer in the history of Lifetime movies, thinks he has an idea about who may have done this.
What about the boyfriend, Bobby Tennyson?
So the next day, the police have come into school and are questioning him and Carla. Stacey's mum now thinks Bobby must have had something to do with this, so she goes around his house to question him. While she's there, she sees Stacey's bag in his room.
She must have left it.
Really?
She's like, if I find out you had anything to do with this, Bobby, I'll kill you. The next day at school, all Stacey and Bobby's friends are talking, and it seems they all know Bobby's done something to her. Apart from Carla, who's like, how can you say this? You lot were nothing before Bobby agreed to let you be his friends.
Okay.
While Bobby is busy wrestling, Vince calls into the police station and tells him where to find Stacey's body.
Go look out by the lake.
Okay.
It looks like Carla has come clean too, so now the police want to talk to Vince. When they get Vince, he tells them what he saw that night.
Bobby, he was whacked, man. Like screaming at her and stuff.
If I can't have her, no one's gonna.
So they bring Bobby in.
Here's what I think happened. You had a fight, got carried away.
No.
Bobby, don't you think they know?
So Bobby tells them where the body is. He's arrested, everyone starts crying and saying stuff like, I should have done this, I should have done that. Bobby's sentenced to life in prison and that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.